Hey guys, welcome back to the Ride Right Waxing in UK One Wheel channel. So we are back on snowboards and we have a Jeremy Jones. Now this is no normal Jeremy Jones, this is my Jeremy Jones snowboard, a 154. Love this board. It's kind of where the snowboarding really started. I watched a video on Jeremy Jones and absolutely fell in love with it. I found snowboarding really late in life. Which is a gutter because I wish I'd found it earlier because I absolutely love it. I love skiing as well. I've had a go at that. Obviously I find snowboarding a little bit more me because I come from a background of skateboarding and surfing. So this is kind of more my my ilk, should we say. Now, what am I doing to this board? I'm going to take this board to Maribel because I'm going to Maribel and I'm just servicing this as well as my Arbor that was once behind me. That's in the hot room because I'm servicing that, but that board's up for sale because I'm thinking about changing that board. Take two boards and that way then I can ride whenever I fancy depending on conditions. Want to get a bit more of a directional because this is a twin, so I can ride this forwards or backwards. And a bit more of a directional board, a little bit more powdery board because I just love powder. That's where I am at my happiest. But I'm going to be changing these bindings. These are flow bindings. These are kind of like a quick release flow binding. If you haven't seen these before, these are very good bindings. These are kind of what I used before going over to the Burton step-ons. Now, the reason for that is twofold. So if I just quickly plug that in there a second, just bear with me 2 ticks. I'm going to grab my Burton step-ons. Right, Burton step-ons. There we go. So, dusty. They need a dust off. These are the flow bindings and these are really cool because you pull this strap at the back and the back folds down. You can scoop your foot in, put it back up and click it off and away you go. Burton step-ons are that, but on again, you have no toe strap, you have no ankle strap. You simply put your boot in and you simply click and away you go. When you want to release, you use this lever here and you lift your heel up because it does this mechanism at the back. This one here. You do that, you lift your foot up and twist and they just come out. Very clean, very quick, and as you get older, so much easier to use. Absolutely love these, absolutely lovely. So I'm going to put these on this board here. And we're going to just basically, like I say, upgrade my flow bindings. Really good binding though, absolutely love these. But these are kind of my backup binding. And the reason for that is because when I snowboard, I used to snowboard with loads and loads of skiers and I was the only snowboarder. So for speed, for coming off, they come off the chairlift and zoom, off they go. With my Burton step-ons, I can literally jump off with them and as I'm gliding off, I can click my back foot in and we're gone. And I can keep up opposed to sitting down and ratcheting in every single time. So would recommend these personally, absolutely love them. And I'll do a review on those when I go out to Maribel. But what I also have done off camera is I've serviced these bad boys. Now, my buddy Tom, who I go skiing with, and I do my one-wheeling with, I've serviced these. These are wrapped up and ready to go. These are Summit ski boards. These are awesome. Now, he comes from a background of ice skating, hence why he likes these short fun skis. They're not really skis, they're kind of like snowboards, but a miniaturized version, one for each foot. You can get these to have ski boots or snowboard boot bindings. He's absolutely nuts on these. Again, he's come from the world of ice skating, so and ice hockey. So he finds these really playful. And I think you'll find when we go out to Maribel, if you tune in and subscribe to the channels, which you must do, you'll see him ripping around the mountain. He's absolutely nuts on these. Absolutely nuts. He flies all over the place. But these are ski boards, like I say, they're cool. They are literally all serviced and ready to go, wrapped up. They're just absolutely cool, these things. Super sharp and yeah, they're ready to fly. So that's the ski boards. So what I'm going to do in this video is swap these bad boys over. I'll give you a bit more of a detailed look and give this board a service. So let's crack on. So there we go, a bit more of a detailed look. These are the flows. You simply fold that down. Your toe strap and your ankle strap is normally always clipped in. Like so, and you just simply scoop your foot into that, lift this up and ratchet, and away you go. Burton step-ons, so much cleaner. That is it. The actual fixings for your toes go in here, and on the boot itself has 2 notches. Now I'll put a link in the video just up here. I did a review on these on my channel, Burton step-ons, and these are the Mark 1 I think version, or Mark 2 version. They have now, the newer versions have a cover in here. They do click when you ride, but it's nothing to be worried about whatsoever. I've never had them come off. And there's your ratchet handle, which controls the catch at the back, which goes into the back of the boot. Just such an awesome design. Absolutely love these. Burton step-ons. Totally would recommend them. But having said that, these flow bindings serve me very, very well. I'm one Jeremy Jones. Right, let's get on, take this off, bit of time lapse, and see what it's like underneath. Right, so Jones board is all cleaned, we've sharpened those edges, we've dull and tipped the tails, and we're going to lay down some fresh PTEX. So there's quite a few gouges on the bottom of this board. We've got quite a lot going across and across, as you saw from the previous video, and quite a few down the side rails. Now, we're going to be using black PTEX, and I'll use the edge of the scraper to line up with the white to drop it on to try and create that crisp line. Any damage, we've got one just there in the white. I'm going to be using the clear PTEX, which is just here. If I can find one, there we go. There is one just there. Let me dig it out my little holder. There we go. So we'll be using the clear. And away we go. So, bit of time lapse, bit of music. Let's lay down some PTEX. Right, so we have PTEXed, we have filled, we have scraped, and now what I'm doing is you get a little bit of fluffiness from scraping, so just a very dry Scotch pad, no liquid, and just polish the bottom of your board, and by doing so it just takes all those very fine hairs off. It's like the finest of sandpapers, and I must admit this is feeling so much smoother already. So much smoother. We've filled up all those holes. We've base scraped all the high spots down, and we are ready to go. This should come up really, really well. The only thing I've got to do is I'm going to directional scrape it with my copper brush. The reason for that is because we have laid down quite a lot of PTEX. PTEX doesn't really hold wax. But also I want to put the grain back into that PTEX. I know I've scraped it, but I want to put a grain back in. So put your Scotch-Brite away, and we just simply go down the direction of the board, putting some structure back into the board. So the wax has got something to sit into. You don't scrub it like a scrubbing brush. And a couple of passes. All the way across. Bingo bongo. Right, there we go. And then we're just going to give it a quick brush over again in case there's any more fluffy stuff. And this is now ready to receive some wax. Lovely. Just give it a very quick wipe. Yeah, nothing's come off of that, which is great. Okay, let's lay down some wax. Right guys, okay, one Jones snowboard, fresh out of the hot room. This is going to look awesome, this board. We've got the wax all laid, the base is looking nice and enriched in colour. The edges are lovely and sharp and it's extremely flat. I think this is going to polish up lovely. And we've got that real definition back. And PTEX, it took quite a lot of PTEX. I have given this board a bit of a drashing over its years. I've owned it a long time. And yeah, like I say, I do love it. It's kind of like where my heart is. But good news, from obviously doing the video earlier till now, there's obviously been a time gap because this has been sat. I've actually bought myself a new board. The other one is sold, my Arbor Element. That one there, that come up absolutely lovely. That's been sold, so I'm going to ship that off to the gentleman tomorrow. Make sure that goes recorded delivery. And yeah, I bought myself a, wait for it, I bought myself a Goliath Camel 2. I want to call it a Camel Toe, but I don't think I'm allowed to call it that. A Camel 2 by Battalion, sorry, Battalion. That's what it is. I don't know where Goliath came from. But anyway, yes, Battalion Camel 2. Watch loads of reviews. I want just a single direction board, not a twin. That way then I've got the best of both worlds. Both boards are going to go to Maribel with me. And yeah, be interesting. I'll give it a good review and let you guys know what I think. But anyway, back to the Jones board. Let's get the wax stripped off of this and let's have a look and see how shiny I can make it. Hopefully, as good as that one, because that came up so good. Anyway, carry on. So here we are, one Jones board. That before and after I think is a massive difference, and I'm really pleased with this, and I'm actually really looking forward to riding this one because I did the same result on my Arbor board. If you haven't seen that, then obviously do check it. I'll put the link for the video in the description, but it's in my channel under skis and snowboards. But this has come out lovely, literally from tip to toe, and you can see the reflection of the TV in the base of this board. Literally, there we go, from one end all the way around to the other. Again, I am really pleased with this. We laid down quite a lot of PTEX in this board, especially in the darker areas by the word Jones. We had a nasty cross section here, really nasty one, and I haven't actually bled it into the green, so I used my scraper and I dripped it just off the edge of the scraper, creating a very sharp line. And yeah, I'm really pleased with this, really pleased. So there we go, guys. The first, no, have I done a Jones board? I don't know if I have done a Jones board on my channel, but this is mine and this is all done, and I am really looking forward to riding this, as I am my new board that I've got coming, my Battalion. So I'm dead chuffed with that. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. Hit like, hit subscribe. The more likes you hit, apparently, and I'm very new to all this, the more and the bigger the reach these videos go out to. So if you don't mind, just hit that like button, and then obviously it will extend into, it doesn't cost you anything, it just makes more people see this stuff, and I just love doing it. I've done so many snowboards and skis over Christmas, it's insane. And I love it, because when you can bring something back and it's ready to ride and people go off and enjoy it, and I feel like I go on holiday with those people in their board and they're ripping around having a great time. I just wish I could spend a lot more than just 7 days in the mountains, but never mind, that is the life I have chosen, and I live in Devon. But yeah, awesome guys, thanks ever so much indeed for watching, but until next time, we will see you soon.